On stage for the second half of this evening's performance, the one, the only, the amazing Jonathan Royle.
You guys and girls, for me it's where things will later on, and it will become clear, become somewhat slightly emotional. I read a book once on writings, just the one, and it was all about writing stories, and it also went into acting and stuff, and it said that the performance really should be, I will here now, that will make sense later, should be about you. There should be part of you in that. So it becomes more than just something trivial, it becomes an experience. And hopefully a little bit later on we're going to try that, but first I need to re-warm up, as I'm sure we all do from the interval. So I made a prediction before the show, and it's in this envelope. Stop making up your own jokes. It says Jonathan Royle is a question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Now just because there's 4 question marks doesn't necessarily mean it's a 4-letter word, okay? You can look on the internet for things like that if you so desire. But there is a prediction there in full view. I will not touch that again. I also have here a deck of cards, or random thought generators. All different. They make them like that so you can tell them apart. Yeah, that's brilliant. Do me around, tell people what's funny. They are indeed all different. Now on the backs of these I've written, with a Sharpie marker, no expense spared, different words. So for example, we've got amazing, special. Well, Jonathan Royle is a special, what the word would be afterwards, God only knows. Talented, inspiring, guru, helpful, rich, honest, friendly. We could be here all night. There are 54 of them in total, the jokers. So, let's pick, just because it's nice and simple, the dumplings in front. Name any playing card in the deck.
7 of diamonds.
The 7 of diamonds. So let's find the 7 of diamonds. It's one of the ones right near the back. No, it isn't. We might have known what the word was. 1 card, which therefore is randomly selected, 1 word. And that word tonight is, oh, can you just, oh great. Oh well, some of them are good, some are bad. Can you just tell people what the word is tonight? Wanker. Great. What a great start to the evening. Wanker. You'll see worse than that said on the internet. Jonathan Royle is a wanker. Well, I did actually make a prediction before the show, ladies and gentlemen, in this envelope. And that prediction was that tonight this would spell out Jonathan Royle is a wanker. Enough. Getting carried away there. We're here to try and read minds. Oh, let's see if we can steep it up a bit before we get on to the really dangerous stuff, as will make sense later. Sir, pick a number between 1 and 10. Think of that. Have you got 1? Yeah? Correct! Number 1! Thank you very much indeed. Hey, go on. You might as well clap now, it doesn't get any better. It can't get much worse, can it? I brought some pictures with me tonight. I've left my daughter at home actually, so I brought a picture of my kids with me. I told you it doesn't get any better. Seriously, right, let's see. Gentlemen here, just because you're on the front, we'll pick people from the back a little bit sooner on. I've got 1 word inside this envelope, okay? If I was trying to transmit that to you now, be honest, have you any idea what that word is? So, no. Correct, sir! No! Thank you, amazing! We're getting there. Actually, the word... Imagine you've got a dictionary, okay? If you pick 1 word, what would that word be? Think of it, don't tell me what it is. But if it was on the back of here, if it was on the back, would you be amazed? Be amazed, kid! It's there! Okay. Okay. Let's try something a little bit more impressive, I think, maybe. Could you just name a celebrity out loud?
Simon Cowell.
Simon Cowell. Would you be amazed if I had a picture of Simon Cowell in this envelope of predictions? Yeah, everyone would go mad with applause. Ladies and gentlemen, please get ready to applaud, because that is... No, that's a barcode. We haven't done that one. That is the final picture of Mr. Simon Cowell when he was a baby. Oh, don't feel sorry for me. But I know what you're thinking. What would I have done if she said Michael Jackson? Well, don't worry, I planned on that. I brought one of them as well. Although, to be honest, by the end of his career, that one might have applied actually. And what would I have done if she'd have said Jackie Chan? Well, I've got a picture of him when he was 2. There we go. Yes. No, seriously, that's leading up to one thing. I've got one thing left in this envelope, one thing only. The envelope is indeed otherwise empty. You had a free choice of celebrity, yeah? You said Simon Cowell. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Simon Cowell. Oh yes, we're warming up. This is good. We're warming up. I'm going to need a volunteer. Now for this next routine, looking down because this show is new, I'm going to need a volunteer who has got with them a mobile phone. Okay? More importantly, not only that, they've got somebody they think they could ring at 9:20 on a Wednesday evening who would most likely answer the phone for them when we ask them to ring. So, show of hands, has somebody got a phone on them who would fit that criteria? Don't all rush at once. Somebody with a phone?
I don't know.
Alright, but you've got a phone with you.
Yeah, but...
Alright, give this lady a round of applause. Don't ring it just yet. Let's take a spot there. Because first of all, we need to randomly select something. So I'm going to use this deck of cards. I'm going to throw the cards out. That's why there's elastic bands on them. Otherwise, we'll be playing 52 card pick-up all night. When you should catch the cards, if you could place the cards flat on your hand like that, and then just pull up the corner, look at one card, remember it, and then pass the cards along to somebody else. As we've used the front row rather a lot, what I'm going to do is come amongst you and give them to this gentleman, and I should just put them flat on your hand, look at one card, okay, remember it, close them, fantastic. We'll go, just to make life easier, to this gentleman, put them flat on your hand, look at one card, remember it, fantastic, and finally we'll go over this way. We'll ask the lady there, just put the cards flat on your hand, pull up the corner, look at them, remember one. So you've got a separate card, fantastic. So each 3 of you have got a card without me having touched them, so there's no way I could have influenced in any way. Where you are, I'd like you to stand up, the 3 people who've just looked at cards, if you'd be so kind. Yeah? Brilliant. And if you could now be so kind as to ring. Who is it, your daughter?
Renee, I'm just making sure she's going to answer a bloody phone. She thinks I'm out.
Alright, okay. Well, you are. Yeah, if you could just try and ring her now. Get her on the phone and just explain we're at the show, and she's going to speak to Jonathan Royle, the mind reader, in a few moments' time, and we can proceed from there. It's like, who wants to be a millionaire without the money, isn't it?
I'll kill you. Hello, Donna. Oh, thank God for that. It's me, Rio, and you're alright, love. I'm on stage at that Jones Went Athletes Palace tonight in Manchester, seeing that fella who's doing the no show, the comedy next sausage and peas. Are you listening? Yeah. Right, well, I'm on stage. I'm really watching the footy, never mind. But I'm on stage now and he's asked me to ring someone live. Okay, do you mind being part of the act? Alright then. Who scored anyway?
Mum, it's coming to your bedroom, room and your performance.
3-2. Alright, anyway, go on. Yeah, I'll push it up.
What's it called?
Donna.
Donna? Hi, Donna. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna pass you back in a second. When I do, I'm gonna ask you to name out loud some playing cards to Royle, if you would, and she's gonna write them down. Okay? Does that make sense? All right, brilliant. Yeah. Cool. Well, I'll ask her to ask you for 2 more cards, because that's a good start. And if you could, I'll just hand you back now. If you can name 2 random cards, the first one that come into your mind, because that'll make 3. Brilliant.
Right,
Cool.
just name 2 cards for us, please. Yeah, there's 2 more cards. Yeah, to me, yeah.
Don't say them out loud.
What? I can't hear. Right, go on, what? He's taking the piss. Go on. Yeah, not that one, just one more. Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Come here, a round of applause for Donna. Can you confirm they are the cards that Donna said? Yeah? Fantastic. Give her a round of applause to the audience. So, eventually we've got 3 cards. There's 3 people stood up in the audience. I'm going to name these cards. Don't sit down yet. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the people who are stood up. Also, because it's a little bit dark in here, when I do come to you, so you'll be person number 1, then we've got the lady, person number 2, your person number 3. I'll name your number and I'll ask you if we've got your card right. If we have, just say hallelujah, sit down, everyone will give you a round of applause. If we haven't, I'm going to look a bit shit, really. We'll try. But remember, it's not me that's trying to read your minds here. Whereabouts is Donna, by the way?
Liverpool.
Liverpool. So Donna's in Liverpool on the end of her phone. She couldn't possibly know what cards you've got in mind. So without saying a word, what we've got written down here that Donna's given us is Ace of Diamonds, 10 of Clubs, 2 of Clubs. If you've got it, hallelujah, sit down. Indeed, 3 out of 3, fantastic. I've got a bit of, oh, I never asked you, can I ask you then? This is, I'm just, because you're up on the stage.
Yeah.
Could you just write any letter of the alphabet you want? Just
Any
hold
letter.
any letter on there now. Just write one. Fantastic. You got one?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. I'm going to be doing that to people that come up. I've a couple of bits of housekeeping to do here, because you can't make predictions unless people, if you don't give them out, people think that you've somehow had somebody off stage writing things and then putting them on stage. So I'm going to hand this out. Very important, I'm going to give you that, sir, to keep hold of till the end of the show. It says chance meeting on it. Very important, this says random word. I'm going to give you that to keep hold of. Please don't open them until the end. At the end we'll find out whether or not they're folded in half so you can't see through them. Yes indeed, we are at that point. Brilliant. In a moment I'm going to be asking for 5 volunteers. You're going to become celebrities for the night. Now, by celebrities, I mean major celebrities. Celebrities so famous, in fact, that you will get your own Star of Fame, like the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You will indeed. Woo! Come on, a bit more excited. Because we've got Walk of Fame star number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. So there's 5 different positions that people could possibly stand in. I've also got some envelopes containing something, we'll come to them later. So we need a first volunteer. So let's pick on this, no, we've got that gentleman up, haven't we? This gentleman here, can you come up, sir? Give this gentleman a round of applause. Your name, sir?
My name is Gary.
Nice to meet you, Gary. Stand behind the stars. Now, you've got 5 stars there, but look at me first. By the way, from here on in, I'd like you to remember the number 1. You are number 1. So, number 1. I'm going to go with that. So, there's 5 places you could possibly stand there, Gary. You may choose to go to the furthest distance. You might want to be lazy and stay in the middle. You might want to walk this way. But now just take a few moments and choose your decision of which star you're going to stand behind, which is going to become your Walk of Fame star. Position number 2. We need the second volunteer. So, let's, this gentleman here, give him a round of applause. Come up. From here on in, sir, what's your name?
Lawrence.
Lawrence, from here on in, you're person number 2. Remember your number? Number 2. Number 2. Look at me, Lawrence. I think I'll go with that. Okay. You've got a choice now only of 1, 2, 3, 4 positions. Please choose one of the stars to stand behind. That's interesting. Okay. We need 3 more people, so we'll do this quite rapidly. The gentleman there, give him a round of applause as he makes his way towards the stage. Gentleman here, can we borrow that gentleman there? Can we borrow this gentleman here? No, actually, you've been up. Can we borrow this gentleman here? Give them all a round of applause to make their way towards the stage. Those people who've not yet got stars, just stand back a little bit if you'd be so kind. As you're nearest to the stars, we'll start with you, sir. You're going to be the person number 3 from here on in. So number 3. And I think you'll probably go for that. So, if you'd like to select one of the remaining 3 stars to stand behind. Fantastic. Okay, this gentleman here, you know. Rob, nice to meet you, Rob. You're now person number 4. Your number's number 4. And I think I'll probably go for that, hopefully. Which means that will give you no choice, if he does that, but to go for that. So you'll be number 5, and that means you'd have to go for that. Otherwise, I made my predictions wrong. It's quite simple as that. So, if you'd like to, Rob, choose which die you're going to go to. Person number 5, your name, sir? Julian. Thank you, Julie. So, you each know your numbers, yeah? We'll need them later. But for now, I said it was a celebrity walk of fame. So, to make things a little bit more interesting, we've got some celebrities here tonight, or alleged ones, because you've got all this A-list, B-list, C-list, D-list, Z-list. I think most of them have stuck up their arses. I think A stands for arses, B for bastard, C for cunts, D for idiots. But that's just my opinion. Which I'm sure some of you do share. We've got Mr. Simon Cowell, we've got Ozzy Osbourne, we've got Elvis Presley, there's Kylie Minogue, David Beckham, who knows more about music than his wife, that's why she's in there, he's in there, and the Queen. Why shouldn't she have a choice in what act is actually going to be on the Royal Variety Show, rather than being told? Now you may have noticed there's 6 celebrities here, but only 5 people on stage. This means that one of these is going to be eliminated. Hopefully I predicted correctly. We shall see. So, take the 6 celebrities. You by all means you can mix them up, but basically just select one celebrity for yourself that you're going to become tonight. Doesn't matter whether it's male or female, nobody will think any less of you. Okay. And if you'd like to do the same, so just remove one celebrity and pass them along, so that each of you end up with a celebrity, and we're going to eliminate one of those people is basically going to get eliminated from this. So one of them's going to be discarded. Who are we getting rid of tonight? Oh, I'd have loved to have said he got the X, but no. So we got rid of David Beckham. Popular choice with some, not with others. Well, here's the thing, you know at the start of these talent shows, in fact, put your mask on everyone, so we can get a better look. It makes great pictures for Facebook. So we've got Simon Cowell, the Queen, fantastic, who needs to hypnotise people, Elvis Presley, Kylie Minogue and Ozzy Osbourne. All these faces picked randomly. But I can tell you now, I didn't predict that you'd be stood where you are now. I predicted where the celebrities would choose to be. And now you're those celebrities, you're going to take on a choice of standing somewhere else. So, when the music begins, I'd like you all to mix up and decide on standing behind a different star. Right now, music maestro, please. Fantastic. So, Queen, I'm going to refer to you as your celebrities now. Queen, what number were you? What? Number? One is not amused. Number 1. Okay, let's find fantastic number 1. We're going to give you that. It's your envelope. Keep hold of it for now. Queen. Her Majesty, that's what we're supposed to call you, isn't it? Yeah. Forgetting the politeness. You're not going to give me the Royal Variety Show at this rate, are they? Elvis, what is your number, Elvis?
4.
You're number 4. Okay. Oh no, it's that one. Okay. Hold that against your chest, we'll come to you in a minute. Ozzy! What number were you, Mr. Osborne?
3.
3. Okay. Yeah, you hold that against your chest. This is weird. Actually, I tell you, at this level, it does actually look like I'm getting stared at by Kylie Benoit, which would be quite a pleasant experience if she wasn't so flat-faced or chested. Kylie, what number are you? 5. You're number 5, okay. Well, that's easy, that actually. Which means, actually, Simon, you can only be one thing. You can only be the last envelope, so hold that against your chest. Fantastic. So, the Queen, Elvis, Ozzy, Kylie, Simon, you chose your own positions because you've got your own mind rather than the human beings we had up here before. So, what I'd like you to do, we'll come to the Queen first, but you may want to pop your mask off, Queen, just the Queen at the moment, and take the mask away from you. I'd like you to read out what I predicted on here. There should be read out the thing and what I've underlined, and hopefully we should be somewhere close. Read it out nice and loud.
Red is the favourite colour of celebrity judge, the Queen.
Open your envelope. Red it is indeed for the Queen. We get number 1. Correct. Keep hold of your red law for the moment. Okay. We'll move to Elvis Presley. Elvis, take your mask off. Fantastic. Let's look at your envelope. Can you read out what's there and the one I've underlined?
Orange is the favourite colour of celebrity judge Elvis Presley.
Open up. Orange. We've got 2. We're getting there. We're getting there. This is good. So, Ozzy, you take your mask off. We can speed this up a bit. Ozzy Osbourne, read out what we've got, what's underlined, the statement.
Yellow is the favourite colour of celebrity judge Ozzy Osbourne.
Open the envelope. Let's see. We've definitely got the right envelope. Did I put the right colour in it? Yes! Yes! Fantastic! Kylie, thank you very much indeed. Read out the sentence and the one I've underlined.
Green is the favourite colour of celebrity judge Kylie Benoit.
And it is green! Go on, and that hopefully will mean that Mr. Simon Cowell should hopefully have the
Blue is
envelope.
the favourite colour of celebrity judge Simon Cowell.
Wait, a round of applause for him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the right masks with the right colours, but did the celebrity stand in the right place? I'd like you to kneel. I'll take these colours off you. Remember, we've got blue here, green, yellow, orange, red. Just kneel down, pick up your Star of Fame that you're stood behind, pick it up towards you, and turn it round, show everyone what colour you stood behind. Wow. We got the match! Fantastic! Thank you very much indeed. Just stay there one moment, because before you go back to the audience, this will make sense at the end. I know it's a little bit strange, but ladies and gentlemen, this will make sense at the end. Can you just write one letter of the alphabet down on that pad? Fantastic. You can go back to the audience. Round of applause for this gentleman. Could you write one letter of the alphabet down? Okay, fantastic. Give the gentleman a round of applause. Go back. Any letter of the alphabet that's gone there. That's wonderful. Round of applause for this gentleman. One letter of the alphabet. Brilliant. Round of applause for this gentleman. And finally, you sir, just write down one letter of the alphabet. That's brilliant. A round of applause for our final volunteer. Fantastic. So, yes, things are boiling on. Let's move on over there. As this show progresses, I'll start to get a little bit more hesitant. A, because I can't remember what we're doing next. And B, because, well, for reasons you'll see. I'm going to ask the lady there, name any day of the week. Out loud. Wednesday. I'm going to write this down here, Wednesday, as a reminder of what you said, and we're going to place it so that we've got it for later. Stick it on the case. Just in case you forget, but everyone will remember that it was Wednesday. Okay. And the gentleman there. It's Wednesday, but what month is it?
August.
August. Okay, we're going to write August down on here as a reminder for later. So it's a Wednesday, in August that we've created here. We finally need, August has 31 days, doesn't it? The gentleman there, what date in August is it?
I'm not going to say that, thanks.
All right, okay. This lady here then, just name and date of the month. The 10th. So it's going to be the 10th of August, yeah? So the 10th, Wednesday the 10th of August. Like that. So we've got a day of the week, we've got a date, and we've got an actual month. I gave somebody an envelope earlier, don't open it yet, but it says chance meeting on it, and that's what we're going to do now. A strange bit of a journey. So, I'm going to ask, let's see, the gentleman on the end there, second row back. See me, sir? Yeah?
Yep.
Can you just stand up 1 second, just that way I can see you a little bit easy with these lights. That's the perfect place for me to stand so I can actually see. I'd like you to imagine, don't say anything out loud, I'd like you to imagine that you've gone to the airport, you've taken a trip, and you've landed at a stop off, you know, another airport, and you've gone into a hotel there. Okay. And imagine in your mind's eye the name of that hotel, but don't say it out loud. The name of the hotel. No, actually, I'll cross that bit out. In that hotel, you walk into the bar, and in the bar, karaoke's going on. And there's a famous celebrity on stage. Think of the name of that celebrity, but obviously don't say it out loud. Okay. And that celebrity is singing a song. Now, it may be that that celebrity is a singer, it may be that they're not. Either way, if they are a singer, it's not one of their songs they're singing. I'll give you that clue. I'd like you to think of the most ridiculous song that this celebrity could possibly be singing on this karaoke night. That makes sense. Think of the name of that ridiculous song. Hopefully, I'm not actually quite sure what it's called, but if it's somewhere near, we'll class it as being right. Okay, so you can sit down. So, we've got 3 things wrote down. We've got date, Wednesday, August the 10th. Brilliant. Just because it's going to be nice and quick. Come on, I tapped you. If you can just make your way towards the stage, we'll have this gentleman again. We'll have this gentleman. We've not had that gentleman there or that gentleman, so that makes 4 of you. And this gentleman, that makes 5. If you can all make your way towards the stage, everyone will give you a round of applause. In life, things affect us, words affect us, moods, emotions, and things such as that. I'd like to demonstrate how just the way you think can change everything about you. In life we carry around too many fears of not achieving things, stresses of everyday life. We worry about things, we feel guilty about things we shouldn't. Our minds get preoccupied. Would you like to place that on? There's one for you, sir. One for you. One for you. And one for you. You're sort of average, so not looking, just having an average bill. If you'd like to take a seat there, please. Brilliant. Thoughts, ideas that we have can be the difference between making our dreams come true or listening to the crap that people give us. Telling you you're not good enough, or that's a daft idea. So, Could you come in roughly to the shoulder area? Could you come round here roughly to the knee area? Could you come into the shoulder, come into the knee? What I'd like each of the gentlemen standing up to do, bearing in mind you're carrying all the fear, stresses, worries, guilt of everyday life with you, as are you, is place your hands out in front of you, interlock your fingers, and then put your forefingers out like that. What I'd like you to do, sir, is to slightly bend down, put your feet out like that, that's brilliant, put your fingertips under his knee, fingertips under his knee, fingertips under the gentleman's armpit there, and fingertips under there, and just try and lift him and notice basically how ridiculously difficult and daft that idea is, yeah? It's not going to happen, so we'll stop there. That's because you believe it won't happen. Take your signs off. These are just labels. These are just thoughts. These are just ideas. You don't have to listen, you don't have to believe in the rubbish that other people tell you. You can choose to make up your own mind in life. You can choose to walk that path. And if you do, and you become the individual you want to be, you'll find that you feel more loved. You'll be relaxed more in life. You'll be happier in what you do. You'll have more courage. And as a metaphor, we give you those words right now to wear. And it's almost as if you can imagine a huge weight being lifted off your mind right now, this second. So that something that once before was impossible becomes so ridiculously easy to achieve. So what I'd like everyone to do, put your hands together like you did before, okay? Put your fingertips like that. On the count of 3, I want you all to get in position and just literally concentrate and believe that you can lift and notice the difference. Sounds daft, but 1, 2, 3, get in position, get in position. 1, 2, 3, lift! Now! Now, lift it up! Give me your signs, give me your signs. Here's the thing, when you believe anything is possible, it does become possible. Unfortunately, in life we get ground down by negative people who are jealous of the success, and that then makes us scared again. It makes us stressed out at people, it makes us worry about things, it makes us feel guilty. So where really we should be capable of far more than we actually believe, suddenly, gone. Not possible anymore. You realise that it's ridiculous, that idea. Put your hands together, okay, as you did before, get in position. And just notice that weight of the world back on you now. And you notice the more you try, the heavier it gets. Heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. And stop, I don't want you hurting yourself. Remove the signs. You don't need to believe in that, you should have known that by now. These were just a symbol. And yet how so easily you believed in those symbols. It was strange. And because you will believe in those symbols so easily, so readily, and so truly, I'd like to give you a gift tonight, all 5 of you. The gift of belief in yourself. Because when you believe in yourself, dreams do come true. When you're positive and you continue and you get a disappointment in life, just see it as a result that tells you to change course and do something different to achieve what you want. There's no such thing as failure, only feedback when you choose to take it that way. Believe in yourself just as the lady, the woman or the man does who sees their child trapped under a car and knows full well there's no way she can lift that ton of metal. But she wants. Her dream of that moment is to save her child. And suddenly from somewhere she goes up there and you've read about it in newspapers, in magazines, you've seen it on these TV shows. When you believe, put your signs on. Because that's going to become part of you right now. When you believe it's possible, the weight of the world just gone. It's uplifting, it's fantastic. Get yourself back. Hands together, fingers together. On the count of 3, get in position. So first of all, get in position. 1, 2, 3. And then on the count of 3, you're going to lift. 1, 2, 3. Believe it, lift. Breathe higher, and holding your arm and down, 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 down. Everyone, just close your eyes. Just close your eyes where you are. In a few moments, close your eyes. When I ask you to open your eyes in a minute, you're going to give me back those cards. Then I'm going to ask you to write down 1 letter of the alphabet onto the pad that I hold in front of you. When I've done that, when you've wrote down your letter, you will then take off your sign, give it me back, make your way back to the audience. Everyone will give you a huge round of applause. As I do that with each of you in turn, that very moment, that very second that you give me the sign back, that very moment, that very second, you write down that random letter of the alphabet that you do in the pad, will be a sign and a signal to your unconscious mind that you can achieve whatever you want to in life. So in the morning you'll awaken with an inner warm glow of confidence, a renewed optimism to life, a more positive attitude to get things done. You'll find that things you once thought may have been impossible to achieve become, just as they have proven to do for you right here tonight on stage, so ridiculously easy. So first, this gentleman here, open your eyes, take your sign off. That's brilliant. Write a random letter of the alphabet on there. And you should go back to the audience with that round of applause. It's a sign in the signal. You whatever you want to in life. This gentleman, tap on the head now, open your eyes. Take your sign off. Take the pen, write a random letter of the alphabet down on the pad. And as you do, as you go back to the audience, that round of applause is a sign in the signal. You can achieve whatever you want to in life. Gentleman here, tap on the head, just open your eyes, take your sign off. Thank you, I'll take that off you. Can you just write a random letter of the alphabet down on there? Brilliant. Go back to the audience to give you a round of applause. It's a sign in the signal that you can achieve whatever you want to in life. Gentleman here, eyes open, sign off. Random letter of the alphabet. And when you go back to the audience also, you'll find that that applause is a sign and a signal that each day your life improves immensely. This gentleman, our star, our volunteer, our guinea pig, open your eyes, wakey wakey. Just take that one letter of the alphabet. Anyone, that's brilliant. Take your sign off, take your bow, get a round of applause. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve in life. Because when you believe in that, absolutely anything and everything is possible if you set your mind to it. That shouldn't work. But all it is words, the way we allow them to affect us. You know, oh, okay. You know, I said there'd come a point in the show where things go downhill. Well, for me, that is. Hopefully not for you guys and girls. We've reached that point. Everything's kind of been leading up to this. All the stuff in the first half was merely a warm-up. For me, this next part of the show comes with a public health warning. Please take notice of it. It's serious, it's true, it's not a joke. Whatever you do, what we're going to attempt in the next section of the show, do not, under any circumstances, do not try this. Go home. And here's why. We'll have some music in a minute as well, perhaps. Just watch the screen. Under each of these cups, in these clips, there will either be a nail or a knife. They will be mixed. And the idea is, Russian roulette, to find the ones that do not contain the nail or the knife. This is not some weird magic trick. This is either sensing things correctly or getting them wrong. People around the world have been injured with this, as you can see. This is not a joke. This is real. The real knives, the real nails, it's real pain, it's real blood. And this dickhead is actually using an audience member's hand to crush the cups. That is what I call criminal assault, about to take place any moment. That one was okay, here we come. Criminal assault coming up right now. Imagine you're trying this on live TV. Suddenly you realise you've got a knife in your hand, so you smile in the hope nobody notices. Unfortunately, when he pulls the knife out, blood starts to appear on his hand, giving the game away just a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, do not try this at home. Whatever you do, do not try this at home. I thought I'd go one better than a small, thin nail. Please be very careful, but can you confirm that that could do some serious damage? Definitely, yeah? Be very careful because it is very sharp. Yeah? So as you can see, this most definitely is. Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Confirm that that is ridiculous. Yes. So, please do not try this at home. Ladies and gentlemen, Russian roulette has been played for many, many years. No, sorry. I have got 5 with no spike. 1. Make sure they look the same so there's no clues, otherwise people will say, oh, you can see more of that base. That kind of defeats the object. Obviously, I know where it is at the moment, so that kind of eliminates the point of this. So, we're up before us, it's Gordon, wasn't it? Can we borrow you, Gordon? Give Gordon a round of applause. Are you alright? We're having slight hurting yourself issues there. Gordon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got this cloth because I don't want anyone else to be able to see. And also, I'm not going to look, people at the front can tell. Can you just mix them around on the table, please? So there's absolutely no way of me knowing where that spike is. Yeah? You don't even know where it is yourself. That's brilliant, I'm glad. Do you honestly not know where it is? Right, we're just going to place 1 on each of those areas then. You don't know, so therefore you can't be sat there worrying in a few moments' time. Give Gordon a round of applause. Just to make life easier for us, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. We'll be talking about my grandma a little bit later on, because she would have loved to see this show. She wouldn't have loved to see this one. She would have given me a clout around the ear of that, I can assure you. 6 cups. 1 contains a spike. 5 I'll be fine. Just to make life easy, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 people on the front row here. So we're going to start on the left. We're going to get a number from you, not yet, in a moment. Then we'll get a number from you, a number from you, a number from you, a number from you. Whichever number each individual calls out is the number I'm going to smash down. I absolve everyone from responsibility. This is truly ridiculous. I just hope you see that unconsciously, when we mix things up, unconsciously, without realising it, Gordon says he doesn't know where it is. In the first half, you could tell, though, that sometimes when people aren't too certain of things, through their tone of voice, they gave things away to me. Through their tone of voice, the body language. So, Gordon, you may not consciously be aware of which one contains the spike, but I'd like you to say out loud the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Each of you at the front will have got a sense of a number to avoid. Don't pick the one you got the sense of, because hopefully unconsciously he's giving you the clue. If not, wherever the nearest hospital is, let the madness begin! Number 4. Change your mind.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not supposed to? Seriously, final choice. Which number?
Number 5.
Number 5. You're positive. Final decision time. I tell you, my grandma would be rolling in her grave. Somewhat ridiculous, do not try that at home. It's ridiculous, but it does show that you were able to pick up on his voice tone and get it. Fortunately, right, I just need to move a few things around because we're going to need to get in that case. I need that in a minute, so we'll get rid of that, like that. It's like this candle, because shortly there's a piece dedicated to my grandmother. When I do this, and she's not with us, I always like to light a candle. Before I come to my grandma, I'd like to explain, because that's because I'm putting my coat on. Sorry, I apologise. We're coming towards the end of this evening's experiments, and at the end of the show, when I've packed up, I'm going to have to go and ring my daughter. And she's only 2.5, well, nearly 3. She's 3 in August. And she should be in bed watching her nighttime DVD, and she may well be. However, she keeps getting up and coming downstairs and wanting the DVD changed. So, guarantee she'll be awake. So I'll have to ring up, and my better half, Rachel, will put me on the phone, and she'll go, Daddy, were the audience, did they, like, clap for everyone when they volunteered and came up on stage? And I'll go, yes, they did, darling. And she'll say, Daddy, did they, when you got your experiments right, she won't say experiments, too long for her. She'll say something else, but you get the idea. She's not Einstein or anything. She'll say, did they clap? And I'll say, yes, they did. And she'll say, you know, at the end of the show, when you said good night, at the end of the show, did they all stand up where they were when they were clapping? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you won't want to let down a 2.5-year-old, would you? So not so much for me, more for her. No, seriously, this next piece is for my daughter, because she does have a DVD at bedtime. And she does have a DVD book. Now, who remembers VHS videos, yeah? Who had... Please tell me I'm not the only sad person here. Well, I know for a fact there's at least one other person in the room. My dad, who had a video book, which namely, you had your tapes numbered, your blank ones, and it recorded stuff, and you had a book and it told you what was on each tape so you could find it if you wanted to watch it again. And it also told you how much blank space there was on the video in case you wanted to record something. Be honest, how many people had them? You know something, just me and my dad. Right. Oh dear, that's not going to emotionally scar my daughter for life. We've given her a DVD book because we're trying to teach her numbers, we're trying to teach her to recognise, obviously, characters and the names, which is the first step to learning to read and write. So, we started to play a game because she could never make her mind up what DVD she wanted at bedtime. So what we did is, I went on the internet and I got pictures of all the different cartoon characters and film characters that are on her DVDs. And this particular page, 26, would tell us where to go, section on the bookshelf, to find one of those 6 DVDs. So if she picked Smurfs on page 26, we know it's that end of the bookshelf Smurf, rather than a Smurf that may be earlier in the book on page 6. That makes sense. It doesn't really need to for you, but that's how this came about. All different characters for my daughter. Just going to hold this on here a little bit. I need 4 volunteers. I'm just going to tap you when I do. If you could very rapidly and quickly make your way, we'll go to people we've not been to previously. So perhaps these 1, 2 people there, if we could have. And perhaps just, can we have, perhaps you 2? Yeah. All right, you 2. We just need 4 of you on stage. Give them a round of applause. Now, it'd be too easy just to give her the book and ask her to walk on the page. It won't be enough of a game for her. Fantastic. So, we got some numbers. We're teaching her numbers. And teaching her, obviously, the character's recognition for speaking. So we're going to use these numbers. What I'd like you to do is just say stop. Stop. Okay, you could have stopped on number 4. You didn't. Hold that one against your chest. Keep hold of it for now. Just say stop. Stop. Okay, number 4. You could have had all that against there. Just say stop. Stop. Could have been. You could have had number 4 as well. So you've got the card next to whatever it was. Yeah. Try and pick somewhere different. That'd be great. Just say stop. Okay, you could have had number 11, you got that already against your chest. So you've got a random number. This is what we do with Ashley. She'd then find a number, and from that number she'd find the page in the book. So that's what we're going to do. In a moment I'm going to hand the book to you, sir. What I want you to do is then look at your number card, so only you know what it is, and then with the book facing you, find that page in the book with that corresponding number on, and remember just one of the characters on the page. So if you were to get page 2, you'd have a choice of Tweenies, Lazy Town, Bananas in Pyjamas, Ben and Holly, Bob the Builder, or Angelina Ballerina. Just remember one of them on the page. Okay, so it's totally random. So I'll give that to you and I'll stand over here so that I'm not seeing your number. So have a peek at the number you've got. Then find that page in the book. That particular numbered page. and remember just one of the images on that page. Got it? Pass the book to person number 2. Now you've got an image in mind, I can just get rid of the card because you know there's numerous ones. And if you'd like to look at your number, and then find that page. Okay, remember 1? Yeah. Get rid of the card because there's 6 you could pick from. Same thing, if you look at your number, find that random page. Remember just one of the characters, and then keep hold of the book. Don't open it yet. We'll come to you last if you can keep hold of that. So 3 people, you've got images in mind, yeah? Yep. If I get these images right, don't tell me straight away. We'll get rid of you one by one. That way you all get a round of applause each. You deserve it for having the bottle to get up here on stage. So, I'd like you to imagine there's a TV screen here, okay, or a cinema screen. And you're about to put that DVD in the player, because I've left you babysitting my daughter, and you're going to put that DVD in the player, press play, and the movie starts. So mentally in your head, say the name of the character, but not out loud. Okay. Don't give me any clues if I get this right, but I'm going to go, keep saying it in your mind. I'm going to go for, okay, the first one I'm getting, don't give me any clues if I'm right, but the first thing I'm getting is like transport, so I'm going to go Thomas the Tank Engine, but I'm getting, no, scrap that. I'm getting, no, it's transport with tools in, so that would be Bob, what's both? I'm getting Bob the Builder, Thomas the Tank Engine, and Scooby-Doo. If I named yours correctly, say hallelujah, everyone will give you a round of applause. You go back to the audience. Give it back, say hallelujah. Give it a round of applause. You go back to hallelujah. Oh, my daughter would be so proud. However, I'll let you into a secret. If you'd like to stand a little bit further over here, you'll see why in a moment. Obviously, I could get a rough idea where they were opening the book from my peripheral vision. Because I've been doing this with my daughter for so long, that may have given me an instinct of roughly where they were in the book. And through association, I may have come used to the idea of what characters are on that page. And through doing it with my daughter, picking the same character so often from that page, it's become clear that there are certain characters that people tend to pick. So getting a rough idea of the page will give me a rough idea of the character. That wouldn't be mind reading. I don't know if that's what is happening unconsciously, but to rule that out, I don't want to be able to see your number, I don't want to be able to see the page. So in a minute I'm going to blindfold myself. When I've blindfolded myself, then I'd like you to take a peek at your number. When you've done that, just find the page towards yourself. Remember one character from that page that corresponds with that number, then close the book and put both articles, if you'd be so kind, just into the case so that we're out of the way. But I need to put this on first before you start looking. So, it's clear I can't see. So, I'll book my back to you anyway. Look at your card, get your number. Then look for that page number. Remember, just one image from that page, then close the book and put it into the case and the card as well, and tell me when you've done that. Okay. Am I facing you now?
No.
Right, tell me when I am.
Okay.
Yeah. Look directly at me. Think of that character. Think of it playing on the TV screen. If I was to say to you, without giving it away, but would the colour green make sense to you?
Yes.
It would. Oh, cool. I'll commit to this then. It's Kermit the Frog. No. What was it?
Shrek.
Give her a round of applause as she goes back to the audience. Oh dear. Oh well. Looks like Daddy's got to lie to his daughter tonight. It's a shame, that if we'd have got that right, ladies and gentlemen, we would have had a miracle.
And then I saw her face.
Let's stop the music. That's not the end. I forgot. I've not told you about my grandma. I forgot. There's a couple of things we need to do before we do. Let's, yeah. I wrote some things down before. I wrote down, nobody needs to say anything at this time, but I wrote down Michael Jackson, Agadoo, and the Ritz Hotel. Okay? Who's got the envelope that says chance meeting? Can we just open that so everyone can see that it's definitely not being switched or anything like that? That's the piece of paper you've had hold of all the time. And ladies and gentlemen, hopefully, it says, I predict the celebrity will be Michael Jackson. They'll be singing the song Agadoo, and this will take place at the Ritz Hotel. Yes, indeed. Oh, no, stop. There's something else we need to do. Sir, could you just come up? Can you come up? Come on. We've got... stand here. You've got the thing that says... What's it say? Random word. Fantastic. What we've got is various letters people have been writing down throughout the show, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you now, if you get a Q like that, some sod's written, cross it out, unless there's a U, which there isn't, and Z's, get rid of them. If there's any X's, we'll get rid of that as well. It's another Q. So, take the pen, take the pad, no pressure, but I want you to come up with as long a word as you can with the letters that have been randomly generated when the music begins now. I can see a few there. Anything longer? What do you got? Can I go with that then? Okay. So you can make a note of it if you want. Just put it there. So we're going with, tell everyone loud and clear what you decided to generate from that.
Water.
Water.
Yep.
Okay. Open the prediction. A random word generated throughout the show by people writing down letters and then you choosing, obviously. Could have had a shorter word. What did we get? Open it up. Show everyone what it is.
Cool and clear.
It is water! Thank you very much. I'm going to let you in on exactly how that's done, ladies and gentlemen. Throughout the show, from the very, very beginning, you have seen various things on stage. At the side, you've seen this brain, you've seen this head. The human body is made up largely of water, yeah? There's a saying, water on the brain. The stands are also blue, just like water. It was putting that into your heads, all from the start to the people who wrote down letters, hopefully, and thank God it did, will write the letters for that word to be out there. Let me show you a little bit more clearly. They're the pictures you've seen on stage. What actually happens is, if you take one of them, this is the other bit that you weren't consciously aware of, if you overlap it over the other picture, it's actually been staring you in the face all along. It really has. So that, right from the start, I knew you had to pick there we go. Water. We're getting very, very close to the end. I think I'll leave the story of my grandma to the end, in fact. We're going to try one final spot of ESP. I've got 1, 2, 3, that's 4 of the sets. There should be a 5th ESP card. Yes. So that we get a full set of circles, wavy lines, crosses, stars, and squares. Okay. Now, to make this as totally fair as possible, just say stop.
Stop.
Okay, put them about there. And also, if you just like to say stop, hardly any. Cool? Well, that's what this is about. This is about trying to be awkward. Because this isn't about me. This is about the audience. It's about whether or not you, ladies and gentlemen, can make the final 2 cards, just the last 2. If you can make the last 2 cards match. So if the first of the last 2 cards was a square, hopefully, we're going to try and randomly end up with both squares. We shall see. what we'll do is we'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that side, 5 on this side. This is going to be side, let me think of this, you're facing the front. So for you it's easier to say that that's A from here on in, and that's B. So if I ask you to pick a side, if you say A, I'll pick those cards up. If you say B, I'll pick these cards up. If you say stop at any time, as I'm doing this, I will put down the pile I'm holding and change to the other pile. Does that make sense? We'll just work with the front row because it's easier that way. So sir, would you like A or B to start with?
A.
A. We're going to try and make the cards match, the last two. So we're going to use those words, the word make. For each letter I'm going to place one card underneath the pile. But when you say stop, I'll put this pile down and pick up the other pile. Okay? And continue there. So you're going to try and make it as random as difficult as you can. So, make is M, A,
Stop.
you sure? K, E, make. Get rid of them, we don't need them. Just clear them out of the way. Lady, would you like pile A or B?
B.
B. So it's make the. So, anytime you say stop, I'll change piles. The is T, H,
Stop.
E. The. Again, we don't need them, so we'll just get rid of them in this somewhat weird. It's better. Lady there, A or B? B. So it's make the cards. When you say stop, I'll change piles. C.
Stop.
You always get one. A. R. D. S. Cards. Get rid of them. Neither do we need them. So, just whack them on there. Finally matched. So the gentleman there, A or B? A. So match is, and remember whenever you say stop I'll change, match is M, A, T, C, H. Get rid of them two. That leaves us literally just with the final two. You had a free choice where you could have stopped me, which pile to start with. Let's cut them at the beginning. So this is totally random. We've got a circle here. If we had a circle, give yourselves a huge round of applause because it's you that's made that happen. Well done. You've done it! 2 circles. Wow! Just move that over there. So yeah, before I go, I'd like to tell you a little bit about my grandma. One thing she particularly loved was ballet. And that's normally a music cue in this show. She loved dancing of all types, but especially ballet. She said it was so graceful, and that many of the great ballets told emotional stories. I wish, although she would have killed me for the table of doom, risking injury. I wish my grandma could have seen tonight. But alas, a number of years ago, you think I'm going to tell you she's dead, don't you? No. A number of years ago, she basically, no politically correct way of putting this, started to lose the plot. So, essentially, the grandma I've known all my life is no longer. And it became dangerous because we had to put her in a home because she'd forget she'd stuck the gas on. But one day, when I tell people about this, people say, that wasn't lucky, but remember, she survived, she's alive, she's in a care home, or at least someone that looks a bit like her is. And you can laugh, it's laugh or cry. Looks like her, it is her, but because because otherwise she'd probably ended up killing herself, and she nearly did one day when she left the gas on. And don't worry, I do tend to laugh when I tell people this. And essentially, fortunately it was out of the house, essentially blew the house up. Fortunately she was not inside. When I say blew the house up, it made some severe damage. Still standing. Only certain things survived that. Certain physical objects, other things were battered and burned. Two things that did survive, my grandma had all her life, that I always saw in the house when I went round, was this candlestick and this tray. It's been on full view throughout tonight's show. I'll never forget that day. The day when she nearly killed herself. Fortunately, she didn't. She ended up in her home. But it was a definite clear sign and a signal that the grandma I once knew was no more. Earlier on this evening, I asked some people to name some random things. I'm sure that music will restart in a second. I asked for a month of the year. We got August. I asked for a date. We got the 10th. I asked for a day of the week. We got Wednesday. Making Wednesday the 10th of August. As I said, I'll never forget that day when my grandma had that accident. And that's why I wrote it down as a reminder of how lucky she really was, and stuck it into this tray. Wednesday, August the 10th, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, we're nearly done. It's better than that because it's not about me this. You should give yourselves all a huge round of applause and you're members of the community, because that's fine, start the music. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you